Hi, I'm Juan from Octomuse. In this video, I'm going to give you a bit of insight into how the audio for Space Routine was conceived and produced. Developed by Menic Games and initially published by Humble Bundle, Space Routine is a casual and goofy life simulation game where the player controls different family members going through their daily routines. They fly around in spaceships, float with jetpacks, attend school, work, hit the gym, and run other errands. In terms of gameplay and mechanics, the game features physics-based interactions, traveling using different means, and a bit of resource management. As for the narrative and theme, the game centers around the importance of balancing family life, featuring a humorous 1950s style that mainly draws its influence from cartoons like the Jetsons. These two are the crucial sides of every game that a well-thought audio production will enhance. So first, an integrated audio concept was defined in collaboration with the developer, which enables sound design, music production and implementation to work together as a cohesive whole, and allowed for informed changes throughout production without the developer needing to act as a middleman between these crafts. The concept ended up centering around a sci-fi cartoon sitcom identity, where situations feel a bit like cartoon scenes and the world is vibrant and active. This is complemented by a retro-futuristic sound palette, along with light-hearted music inspired by TV shows from the 50s and 60s. So let's see how all of this is put forward by some of the key decisions taken during production. To achieve the cartoon sitcom tone, a careful musical analysis focused mainly on two important references, the Star Trek intro theme and the Jetsons soundtrack. Key elements include prominent jazz and big band instrumentation with drums, average bass, trombones, trumpets, piano, etc. Also, though not used at the time, classic synthesizers and theremins were added for the sci-fi cultural references. Along this, harmony was used more freely, combining colors from jazz chords with a more sci-fi chord progression style. And a third element is a leitmotif from the main theme that resembles the core gameplay of jumping from one station to another. Composing all the soundtrack with these musical elements puts the player inside the fictional world and conveys the style of the era. Now, having defined the general musical style, each track was composed and arranged to represent a different station in the game. As you can hear, each piece of music informs the mood and purpose of its corresponding station, creating contrast within the shared 1950s sitcom music style. Gameplay-wise, this provides the standard representation and differentiation of a game's places, but more importantly, narratively creates the effect of changing scenes when switching characters that are at different stations, just like a cartoon montage. To further enhance this and improve immersion to make the world feel active and alive, implementation in Fmod was structured to have all stations playing their track simultaneously with their volume at 0. When the character enters a station collider, a fade-in is triggered. This results in the music starting from different points each time you visit a station, which avoids fatigue and gives the impression that different events are happening simultaneously. While this is the way all the music is implemented, there are two specific tracks that have a particular inner behavior as well. The first one is for the traveling moments with just one Fmod event holding two synchronized tracks and their automatic variations. This behavior is structured in Fmod so that the game programmers only need to change one parameter to make it work. The player has a clear indication of the state they're in, while it also sets a mood of enjoyment when traveling with the help of modern technology. The other music track that has a specific behavior is the home station track, which sounds like this. request from the developer, it was composed so that each instrument represents a family member and can work both alone and with any combination of the others. Then, each instrument was programmed to have its volume faded in when the corresponding family member entered the station. Besides having more variation and a bit of an element of surprise in the station, as the developer said, this is to make home feel warmer and full when the family is all together. Now, regarding sound design, back in the day sci-fi sound designers had to work within the limits of the available technology. Their creative prowess gave us a recognizable retro sci-fi aesthetic that can be emulated by taking modern scenes and restraining the use of some of their components to make this type of sounds for the game. Designing all the sounds within these limitations resulted in a rich and cohesive ear candy palette of sci-fi sounds that effectively conveys the game's retro style. As with music, there's a particular sound that needed more complex behavior and layering: the spaceship engine sound. This was designed starting with the bass layer. Then, the pitch alteration is done in Fmod to achieve the typical rising sound of an engine. But this is way too short as you reach the peak quickly, so a second layer is added, but its pitch is set to rise much more slowly. And this structure is maintained throughout the three vehicles with their sound personality. The end result is a more organic and reactive sound that gives the impression that the space you're traveling in is much bigger, and the engine is faster and effective. Finally, let's see how all of this works within the game. So, these were the highlights of Space Routine's complete audio production. As you can see, a well-thought-out approach and execution enhance both the gameplay and narrative aspects of the game simultaneously. This way, the player has a great, entertaining experience with a game that has a unique identity that makes it stand out in the industry. That's all for this video. If you liked it and found it informative, please consider subscribing. You can also listen to our music productions on these platforms or visit Octomuse's website for other projects I've worked on. Lastly, if you're interested in audio production for your game, feel free to reach out. Thank you for your time.